Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of I Cast Fireball, an actual play 5e D&D campaign where we go through the campaign Skulls and Shackles. I'm Thomas, your DM for this adventure, and around the table we have
Lieutenant Ignis Halcon,
Maximus Shuns,
Ataraxia Kalian,
and Buster Buildwater.
We have a dead heart around Buster's neck, and we are leaving the goat's head. But it's not a full dead heart, right? It's beating, and there's a soul trapped inside that was around Griselda's neck. And there was some discussion between the Captain's Council in regards to this heart, and as we're going to the next leg of the Satyr Song adventure, what will be done with this heart? Or what will the crew choose to focus on? We'll have to find out right this second on I Cast Fireball. So, you've taken a break from the council that you all took on. Sort of sharing the information that you had, sharing the gold, and sharing the big ticket item is the heart around Buster's neck, with the soul of Meredith, her soul trapped inside. So, we have some information about this heart, mainly that Ataraxia knows that Meredith is lying about something, and that Buster feels not so backed up by the captain's crew. So, I'm going to leave it to the players here to, if they want to let this breathe for like a half a day or a couple days before approaching it, or if this is immediate action, we're jumping into some next steps here, because you still have 3 days left on the journey to get to your initial destination before you took a stop at Goat's Head.
So we left off with me saying to the other two, if I recall correctly, it's going to break his heart, but she's lying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to kind of tap my hooves a little bit in kind of a rhythmic pattern, trying to think of something. And then I'm just going to turn to the lieutenant and say, I am not great with conflict with people that I care about. That doesn't seem to be a problem for you.
Because you care about nobody.
do you have orders? What do you want me to do?
I think the longer we leave that heart around Buster's neck, the worse it's going to be for him.
So what are your orders?
He'll forgive us, right? He'll forgive us. Just go get that heart away from him, and he'll be fine after. He'll be fine. That's what I'm thinking.
Gosh.
Ignis will salute him. Aye, sir. And then she's going to go find Buster.
And then I turn to Max and I go, I hope this goes well.
Oh, no.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
Yes.
it's going to be fine.
Would you? What are your orders for me?
My orders for you. Tell me about your experience on the island, man. How was your time over there?
Well.
Yeah, I pull out just a deck of playing cards. Would you like to see some close-hand magic?
Oh, I'll show you some close-hand magic. No. Yes. Yes, sure. And yeah, we can start talking. We can cut to either side of this.
We're going to let Ataraxia and Max talk for a second.
How you doing?
So, crazy time on the island, huh?
All right, second's
No,
done.
I'm just
What a good second. What a great second.
A report. You would like a report of the island?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, more than just a report of the island, a report of your experience with the island.
I thought it was a interesting adventure. We ridded the island of an evil to let it be free, as the free captain should be. And after all, you are my captain. I found a magical object I'm not sure of.
What kind?
The kind that I would lie to the rest of the crew about.
Oh, wild. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're not lying to me about it, presumably. But yeah, dude, you could, in fact, Rickety Hake built some secret compartments into the ship that only I know where they are and only I can access. So if you need it like quarantined somewhere, I can help out with that.
See, I'm in a little bit of a dilemma. This magical item has the ability to present its user with certain situations. Sometimes good, sometimes very ill. And it's very much up to chance.
Sounds like your wheelhouse.
Yes. Yes. However, I'm not sure the breadth or width of its power. So much so that, again, I willingly lied about where our cleric got her sword. It was from this item. I, not to be proud of it, experimented with it on her.
Okay.
Turned out to be good.
Good. I like that.
But I've also seen this item turn out to be very, very bad.
That does sound like something that a witch would be trying to pawn off onto somebody.
Yes. You are my captain. Chance has given you that ability, and I fully support that direction. So I felt it was in your best interest to know about it. And with your permission, I would like to keep it.
Booyah. So yeah, you trust me, obviously. Do you trust yourself?
I think we're all part of this crew because we somewhat don't trust ourselves. And we need each other. That's what I've gotten so far. Because by ourselves, we get into some sticky situations. Like as our helmsman has presented.
That is true, yeah.
I'm hoping that by possessing this item, possibly using it, it could possibly give me the chance to get home. But I don't know, because I've only had really 2 experiences with it.
Well, dude, I get that. I mean, like, I'm trying to find my mom. I'm sure that Buster and Ignis are probably trying to find something. Probably, maybe, I guess, probably. But yeah, dude, I get where you're coming from. That's heavy stuff. I would miss you if you went back home, but I'm sure the people back home are missing you right now more than I would miss you if you went back home.
I wouldn't say miss is a word for that, but...
Oh, okay.
I'm hoping that this item can reverse my fortunes a bit. Anyway, that is what I've found. Also, I would like to let you know that, in case you didn't hear that part, our helmsman openly questioned your authority.
Yeah, he did.
Speaking of that, we're going to jump on over because I can't imagine Ignis is going to allow many seconds to go by without some sort of confrontation with Buster here. So we'll see.
He could be dead by now, by the time we're at this point in the conversation. Who knows?
So we need to address that.
Look, Timmy's back. Yeah, the hell. Or whatever that guy's name
Yeah,
is.
does Buster go for the helm or does he go for his cabin?
No, right. He's gonna leave. He's gonna leave Donde at the helm.
Jorge Donata, in fact.
Donata.
See,
Good Lord, Donde.
Boy.
Jorge Donata. Thank you, Ned. He's gonna leave Jorge at the helm. I think he's in a moment of, I think, anxiety and discomfort, and I think for some reason it sends him back home a little bit. So he's gonna be taking care of the goats below deck.
as you go below to the deck, Ignis, you take a minute and you're able to track Buster down without issue.
He's got a blade, and he's currently doing some hoof care, trimming the hooves. So he's got to go upended, and it's just kind of, trying to keep their hooves nice and trimmed, muttering to himself.
As Ignis enters into the room and sees him busy with this task, from across the room, she doesn't approach him, she allows some distance. But she does shout to him in her most emotionless state, her very militaristic state. Helmsman, Captain's given his orders. I've been sent to relieve you of that thing. I need you to hand it over now.
I need to hear that from him directly. And also, I'm not giving this to you. Not giving her to you. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Upstairs, you said you trusted the captain, don't you? He sent me here with my orders. I'm just here for orders. I need to relieve you of it, so you can give it over nicely, or I can take it by force. But either way, I have to take it from you.
I would rather you relieve me of the ship than take Meredith and do whatever you want to her. She's already been abused for years. You know, I'm just gonna hand her over so you guys can experiment, poke, prod. I don't know. Nobody's explaining to me what we're gonna do with her. Maybe I could get some more details on that, and then we'll consider it.
That's not my call. I'm here as a soldier.
No,
I've been given
you're
orders.
not a soldier, Ignis. You're a pirate.
I've been given orders, helmsman. I need the bag.
I'm not giving you the heart, Ignis.
Ignis will approach by a couple goat's lengths.
Oh, okay.
She'll just approach. She's not all the way over, but she'll come closer.
Are you gonna beat me up? Are you gonna start punching me?
Those weren't my orders. My orders were to take the bag. You can give it over willingly, or I can take it.
Right. So if I don't give it to you willingly, you're just gonna attack me.
She'll sigh. If you trust the captain, I don't think he wants to hurt her. I think he's worried about you, which is why he sent me instead of coming himself. He knew this was going to be difficult, so he sent me. I don't think he's going to hurt her. Just give us the bag.
I want to know what step 2 of this plan is. I'll come with you, happy to talk to him, but I'm not gonna hand Meredith over just because Cap says so. I need to know what we're doing with her, what the next step is. If he doesn't trust her, I want to know why.
That's a question for the captain. You better ask him.
Well, I gotta finish with these goats.
Then I have to take the bag. You're making this so much more difficult than it needs to be. I got to have the bag, or you can talk to the captain.
Buster, roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. Wisdom save. About to say, it's all just been me role-playing here. I haven't had any actual, external force. That's a 19.
Okay. Sounds good. As this happens, Meredith sort of pipes up and goes, Buster, I don't think they're trying to hurt me, but I don't feel comfortable going with her for sure.
Okay. All right, I'll come with you, Ignis. It just feels, can I be honest, it feels kind of silly, me walking right back to the captain's quarters after I stomped out like that. It feels a little ridiculous, the back and forth of it all.
That is. So let's go. You're acting like a child.
Oh, like a child, huh? Well, all right. We're led by a teenager. He'll I don't know, begrudgingly follow you back.
Ignis will escort him back, but she will walk behind him. DM, because she is observant, and I have high investigation, and I notice things, can I notice the way that this bag is attached to Buster for future reference? Is it a tie? Is it a clasp? Is it just one loop of leather that's just around his neck? How is this bag being attached to him? I know it's in his scarf.
Yeah, so the way this bag was initially created, it wasn't made by a master leather worker, right? It's just essentially a leather string strap connected to a leather pouch, and there's like a bow or some sort of knot that you can put over your head that Buster, I'm sure, undid and then put around his neck. So whether that's exposed or hidden behind his robes and scarf, I don't think it would be completely visible right now. But you're able to kind of glean some of that with how high your passive investigation is and the feat that you took. So good call out.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. And so Ignis will escort him back up the stairs, and back into the captain's quarters without allowing any diversion or any of the crew to comment or interfere.
Right around the time that Max says he defied you, he defied a direct order essentially about Buster. So as that conversation, literally just as we left Max in Ataraxia, Buster and Ignis walk right back in. So no time has passed between the two conversations.
Hey. Buster has a question.
Sorry. I don't know.
Did you bring a goat with you?
This goat followed you back.
You're like carrying the goat. You're still sharpening the hooves. Just,
So you're like, I got work to do, guys. Come on. I can't just take a break.
Captain Buster has some follow-up questions he'd like to ask before I relieve him of the object.
I think you're relieving me is still an item in question. Okay?
All right. So, Buster, here's the thing. Meredith has already lied to you and likely will lie to you again.
Oh, are you a lie detector now as well?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you know that Max was lying to us.
Yeah. Listen, we've all got secrets that we're keeping,
Yeah.
and some of us, I know, have the best interests of the crew at heart. I want to see if Meredith has the best interests of the crew at heart.
Okay. I mean, Meredith's not a pirate.
True story. Maybe. Actually, do we know that? Do we know that Meredith's not a pirate?
I mean, I guess for a while he's had Meredith and they've been chatting, so I don't want to go off book too much if you want to like toss me some info about her.
Yeah, so basic conversation for the past day is that she was just a poor woman who was in her old age. A hag came and essentially snatched her, and she made a deal with the hag to essentially bring prosperity to one of her grandchildren, her favorite grandchild, where it eventually backfired and her soul was trapped and basically became the hag's forever. So she had lived a life and was robbed of seeing that life to its completion by being captured by the hag. And so she pipes in and goes to you, Buster, and goes, Buster, he says that I'm lying. I don't quite know what he means by that. Perhaps you could ask him so I can clarify.
It's he says this to her. He goes, the Cap's got like an intuition about people and, you know, gets a vibe if they're being honest or not. I mean, we all do. Some of us are right and wrong more than others, but I don't know. Nobody can definitively say. There wasn't a spell cast to prove anything, but
Well, I've fairly good intuition, and as you can kind of like feel a tug pointing towards Ignis, being like, she seems like bad news. If you ask me, she doesn't seem like that stand-up-ish of a citizen. But I don't
we're all pirates, Meredith. I mean, like, yeah.
Well, I mean, even more so with her. I just get
While
this
is going on, how close...
Yeah, just this conversation.
I think he looks kind of distracted while you guys are like having that conversation.
How close is Max to Buster?
I mean, you're all within a 20-foot room, so you're fairly close to each other already. Like, you could get within 10 to 5 feet just by the nature of being in this room.
Stepping forward.
Yeah, so just one quick step and you're like right next to Buster, basically.
Yeah, I point my finger at Max and I cast message and say into Max's mind, cast Zone of Truth.
He will telepathically communicate back.
Yes!
Say, it is done. And he will cast it.
All right, everybody saving throw unless you choose to fail.
I'll fail.
What's the ability check for that? Wisdom?
Yeah, I believe so. Let me look up the spell.
Wisdom save.
Ooh.
And I'll have Meredith.
I rolled a 19.
Ooh.
A charisma saving throw.
Ooh.
Oh, it's a charisma?
Still a 19 for me.
That's a 14 from me.
What's my
your DC?
my DC? I think it's crap. What's the order again? 8 plus your proficiency plus your spellcasting modifier, right?
Right?
Yep. So which is wisdom for you?
Okay, it's 12 technically. Yeah, it's not that great.
Because are we also aware that like we just had a spell cast?
I mean, you see me do it.
It's a verbal and somatic, so yeah.
So 12.
I know that the spell, listeners, says a creature that enters the spell's area, and you might argue that Meredith, being a heart in a soul, is not a creature. I'm counting her as a creature.
I would
right
count
now.
it. I count it.
I would count it for sure.
So.
She has a consciousness.
And I know who succeeds and who fails. So I know Buster succeeded. I know Meredith. I know the lieutenant succeeded, Ignis. And what about Meredith?
Meredith failed.
Yeah.
Oh.
So she's in the middle of talking to Buster. Does her conversation change at all?
She's aware of the spell and can avoid answering questions to which they would normally respond to with a lie. Such a creature can be evasive.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a hair trigger away from teleporting myself out of the room.
Ignis has still got orders.
I think Buster's kind of waiting to. He knows what just happened, and so he freezes. Ears go back, and I think I think he kind of is like gauging what Meredith wants to do.
Max will just say, Captain, as ordered, the soul can no longer lie willingly.
I just want to clarify. You just acknowledged that there's an identity,
We're
a whole
not.
person
Here's
involved.
the thing, Buster. That's not in question. All that's in question is why she's lying to you.
I have no reason to think that she is lying to me.
Buster, roll a wisdom saving throw.
16.
What prepared spells do you have for the day?
Oh, I've got a lot. I mean, I have all my basic water stuff. We aren't on an adventure, so I have water breathing, gusts of wind. I have vortex warp. I mean, right now my list of spells and like my known spells is a very close number to each other.
Yeah.
There's like maybe like 2 spells I don't have tagged in. So like, I think I've got the ones I don't have would be like probably not, what's it called? Silvery barbs. I don't really need identify or locate object at the moment. So.
Okay. So you got gust of wind, you got vortex warp. What else do you got? You got your fire bolts, right?
Yep, I've got the tidal wave.
Okay.
I have detect magic. I've got unseen servant, water breathing, firebolt. I've also got arms of Hadar and Eldritch Blast are my special, Eldritch stuff.
So here's what happens. Buster, you didn't feel this the first time because you saved. But as you are having this conversation and this question's asked directly to Meredith, Buster, you feel this like coldness spreading out from your chest. Like the heart is trying to essentially sink into your body if possible. It's like pushing through your clothes and you like feel like this, almost like a knife kind of like start to go into your chest and you're like, ah! And it's so shocking and overwhelming that you actually take a step back and your mind becomes paralyzed. And you're not in control of your body or actions as of right now. And to answer the question, you hear from Buster this sort of like overlapping voice of Buster's voice and this woman's voice, which Ataraxia you heard, but it's hers like pitched down almost. Ataraxia, what was the question you asked?
Have you been lying to Buster?
Only a little bit, darling.
We're gonna try and go into initiative here. So I need everybody to roll initiative.
Am I rolling initiative?
No, Josh, you actually get to sit for a little bit.
I wasn't sure if
here.
I was rolling for her or not. That's all.
No, I might
You
ask.
just get to
I might-
chill.
Yeah,
Have
you
a
just get
good
to
time.
I have a
chill.
great initiative. Yeah.
Just
What a fun
relax.
Yes.
time.
She will be using your initiatives. Actually, yeah, Josh, go and roll initiative here.
Oh, critical fail. So that's a
That's good.
6
That's good for
initiative.
us.
6 initiative.
Yeah.
Great. All right, sounds good. Buster / Meredith right now with a 6.
Yeah, Buster just gets to relax and have a traumatic experience.
And we're gonna do Ataraxia
15.
and Ignis.
8.
Great. And Max.
22.
So Buster goes last. Meredith goes last here.
Thank goodness.
Before initiative starts, you actually see Buster start to this is classic cinematic,
Possession.
Possession. He starts to levitate. His arms go out to his sides, and the air starts to swirl.
The scarf starts to billow out. And...
His eyes roll in the back of his head, and it's just white.
Dude, an animal rolling their eyes back, like a rabbit face rolling its eyes back, is terrifying.
Yeah, and so you see this slight possession as the clothes are billowing. All of you are not surprised by this at all, which is why Meredith is last. It's as if she spent her action just for theatrics to raise herself into the air. So, Max, how do you want to start this out? What you doing, man?
Max is just going to say to himself, I am not about that. Bonus action, Slayer's Prey.
Mm-hmm.
And he will also choose his favorite foe right in front of him, and he will attack.
Okay, go and roll.
Okay.
I imagine this will be incredibly short-lived, and Meredith will not be able to take a turn.
That's a 28 to hit.
So a critical success, basically. We won't do.
I rolled a 19.
We won't do a crit here,
boy.
but
Okay.
oh my gosh, yeah. So everybody just get lined up. You can maybe do your dice rolls all right now, and just she's like, oh.
All right, that is gonna be
Buster, you're gonna take this damage.
All right.
12 to hit on the first
12
one.
to hit, okay.
I have a 12 armor class.
Oh, that's damage.
No. 12 damage.
Oh, not 12 to hit. 12
Yeah.
hit. Okay.
That was a 28 to hit.
About a third of my life, so there you go.
Second attack. Fire away. Okay. Second attack, firing away. That is, that's not as good. That's going to be an 11 to hit.
Ooh, that's a miss. The possession catches the bolts and just right into the wall. And Max, I believe that's it, unless you're going to move.
Yes, I believe so.
Ataraxia, dude.
All right, I'm going to kind of clap my way forward and be like, hey man, if you want to curse my friend, I'm afraid I'm just going to have to act in kind. I'm going to cast Bestow Curse on Meredith. Interesting.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah.
Is that the moment the DM's deciding whether or not she has a counterspell?
Oh boy.
What? She had it
What?
inherent within
She was
her.
also a
She had it all. She had it within her the whole time.
Oh man, I'm not just using Buster's spell list. No, she doesn't have counter.
I don't have counterspell.
Yeah, so she's gonna. She has to save on her turn, right? Or she saves right now.
She saves right now, DC 15 Wisdom.
Hiya! That is a 16.
Silvery Barbs.
Yep, I thought so. Hiya! That's a 3.
Yay!
For a total of 6.
All right, and so if Meredith wants to act, she's going to have to make a Wisdom saving throw or waste her action that turn doing nothing.
This is great. This is great, guys. Best possession ever. Anything else, Ataraxia?
It's like best case scenario when the magical enemy can't go until the very last.
She's like, come on,
Yep.
guys.
I got great stuff I can do.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Dad.
I'm going to skirt my way around to the opposite side of Meredith from where the lieutenant is so I can flank.
Okay.
Well, I was behind Buster, so you being in front where Meredith is, you're already
Oh,
flanking.
it's perfect.
So you're already flanking position. So
Yeah, I
Meredith
peer
didn't know the rules of
around.
D&D when she decided to possess Buster.
I've been part of a hag forever.
I just peer around Buster's levitating form at Ignis and throw up the Satyr horns and go, You got this. And Bardic Inspiration.
The lightning.
Yeah.
Ignis.
Ignis will spend one of her attack action. I get an extra attack. One of those will be to grapple him. I'm going to start with a grapple, which is my athletics versus his athletics or dexterity, or his acrobatics.
Buster, go ahead and roll.
What am I rolling?
Acrobatics or athletics?
It's the same plus for either. Probably acrobatics, just because he'd try and wiggle out of it if it was him. 15.
21.
Yeah, and there was never a chance.
Yep. You grappled.
So he's been grappled, and her order still stands to remove the heart. And so she'll grab that bag and try to rip it from him.
I need a athletics check here.
Yeah. Oh, that's a 18.
As you pull the heart, you feel this cold iciness just travel down your arm into your muscles, and it actually freezes your arm. You try to pull and you try to yank, and you're unable to pull because your arm is just locked in place as the coldness starts to spread through you. And you hear the voice in your head, so it doesn't come from Buster, actually, in the disembodied voice. And she goes, "Ooh, what slime is touching me now? Get off, you disgusting creature!"
Is there anybody here who hasn't telepathically spoken directly into Ignis's mind yet?
Buster.
Yeah, Buster.
Anything else, Ignis?
So was that, it was just unsuccessful. I couldn't pull anything.
Just unsuccessful is all.
I'm going to use my action surge because she knows that the pouch is attached, even though she doesn't know that's attached into Buster. She's going to pull out her knife and just cut the back of that leather, hopefully to dislodge it or to be able to pull it away. But she's stuck there. She's grappled and she's holding it, and she just tries
So
to cut that.
We'll say that's your first action of your attack action here, right? So, because you get 2 more, and that's easy to just cut, and you cut, but it is still almost like making an indentation in Buster's skin, and so it's locked in place, and you grabbing onto it, it's not going to be free just from gravity here. You still have another, with your action surge, you still have another attack. You can try and attempt to pull it away if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm going to pull it away again.
All right, got to be high, though.
Ooh, that was another 21. That was a 19 with a +3.
Did you use your Bardic Inspiration too?
With Bardic Inspiration is D8.
Correct. Minimum of 2.
That was an 8 on the D8. That's a 29.
You, with it, gravity kind of helping you out, you pull, and you just grunt, and you put a foot up, actually, to Buster to sort of like try and kick him away from you as you are trying to pull the heart to the side of him as you're behind him, and you just, and you grab it, you yank it off of him, and I'll say the strength of it, you actually sort of kind of like tossed it, not too far, but it kind of clatters to the ground, unless you really want to hold on to it, Ignis, because I know sometimes, Mickey, you have very specific things that you'd like to do, so I don't want to have another Bloody Bowl situation where it just returns and stuff, you tell me what you'd like to do, but thematically, I imagine the strength of it would kind of like spill onto the ground, but you can pick it back up thematically if you want to be holding it at the end of your turn.
Yeah, we'll keep with that idea that she just pulled it and threw it, especially knowing that it's not good, and what it was doing to Buster was not good. So, and she didn't want to touch it in the first place, and the idea that it was speaking to her, she would want to reject that. So it's just going to lay on the ground.
Yep. Great. So we're out of combat.
Wait.
Okay, pause. There's a couple things we do have to resolve. Josh, we'll get to you in just a sec. Jacob, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say Max is going to keep shooting at Buster.
Okay, before we get to that, it is Buster's turn in the initiative order.
Thank you.
Josh, what were you saying?
The very first thing Buster does, if he gets any modicum of control, is he crouches on the ground, puts hands over his face, and casts Arms of Hadar, and as a level as a level
Level 3? Gotta max it
a
out?
level 3. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still grappling you, but that's just speed. It's not anything about your ability to do that. So
And and he really just says like he starts mumbling like earth and mud and dirt into the ground into the burrow like like not like his rhymey wizard spell. It's very like dark and weird, and this dark tendrils of like muddy earth start to spill out and bubble out of the ground around him, and everybody within 10 feet of me, including the heart if it's within 10 feet, and any of my allies have to make a strength saving throw.
I was technically 20
DC
feet, according to Thomas before.
technically Max is farther. It's fine.
DC 14, and a failed save gets you 4d6 of
Dark.
yeah.
Dark damage.
Necrotic.
Ignis is still grappling him, and that full weight of Hadar hits her. I only got a 6.
Oh.
I got a 9.
Do I roll? It's
Yes.
technically fine. Okay.
You roll.
What is the save again? I apologize.
Strength.
That's a strength saving throw. Non-natural 20.
Okay. And I'll have the heart roll a strength saving throw.
I rolled really, really low.
That's an 18 for the heart.
Ooh.
So it's 8 damage for anyone who didn't save, and 4 for anybody who did. It was like 2s and 1s.
And you're technically all grappled, right? If you didn't save.
Let me see here. Yeah, on a fail save, can't take reactions until the next turn.
It's just reactions. That's
yeah.
what it is. That's what
Is this
it
a
is.
concentration
You're not
spell?
No.
No,
No, it just happens.
Just
So
one
it's
and
not
done.
even like a wizard spell. It's a
There you go.
yeah.
it's
Well, speaking of concentration, I just barely succeeded on my concentration for Bestow Curse.
there we go.
Yes, got a 10 exactly.
After Arms of Hadar is cast, Buster, I need you to roll me. Oh, what did I say it was in my brain to myself when I was thinking about this? I need you
An
to...
intelligence saving throw.
I think I need you to roll me a strength saving throw, actually.
Ah,
Oh, that's the
you
bad
mean
one.
with my -1? You got it.
No. Constitution. That's what it was. Constitution saving throw. So sorry.
Ah, well that turns a -6 into a 9.
Yeah.
Huzzah!
Okay. Buster.
I mean a 6, not a -6. It
Yeah.
turns a 6 into a 9.
Buster, can you roll me a d6, please?
You got it, boss. A 1. My D6s are coming up low today.
You're lucky. You decrease by 1 in your Constitution score.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna say level.
You're a baby.
That's the level you are. You're
So
on level 1.
are you talking about like the big number or the
Yep,
modifier?
The big number.
Okay,
The
okay.
big number.
So my 14 turns into a 13.
13, which
Whoa.
means you lose 5. Your max hit points decreases by 5 as a result because you're level 5.
From
and
each
stuff, so-
level. Yeah.
Yeah, from each level. And that is a permanent change to your score until you can be healed of this curse.
Good thing we got
Okay.
a cleric
Don't
on
get
board.
cursed.
Dude, I'm just imagining from the helm up above the captain's quarters, like Jorge Donata's up there with Glenlivet, and Glenlivet's just like, man, I bet they're up to the coolest stuff down
That's right,
there.
because they were talking. And they were like,
talking
they're
about
just
it.
together.
They're so cool.
Yeah, they're just so synergetic. I mean, 1 + 1 is 5 for them, you know?
Oh wow, it did it all automatically when I adjusted it. So I went from having a
There
30,
you go.
35 hit points to 30.
There you go. That could have been real bad, but...
Holy moly, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you rolled so poorly on that 6.
Yeah, it could have been. I was hoping for a 6. Yeah, so let's go ahead and before we jump into the next round here or any next actions, Buster, some things that you realize. You are now cursed. And guess what? You actually were always cursed when you were able to start hearing voices from her. When you attuned to the heart, you had this cursed condition put upon you. You cannot willingly be away from the heart. And if it is ever forcibly removed from you, you take
Oops.
permanent constitution damage to your
Sorry.
score. But this is made aware to you now that all of this is shaken down, right?
Okay.
we technically go up to Max, who's going to start shooting at Buster right now, even though, so Max, shoot away. Fire away.
Now, does me being grappled by Ignis make it harder to hit?
Or easier.
Not for the grapple condition does not.
Mechanically speaking, yeah.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
it's the restrained that usually makes it advantage for ranged attacks.
Okay.
Or just all
bonus
attacks.
action. Or no, I only have to do the bonus action once as long as it's the same target. So I don't have to use my bonus action, actually.
Hit me with your best shot.
19 to hit.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
the
hit.
best shot.
And you are...
Honestly, if with some good damage roll, you could take me out in one hit here.
18 to hit. 18 damage.
That is exactly my hit points.
18 damage is exactly your hit point.
That is exactly what I have left.
As the bullet goes through your gut, you're like, oh my gosh. You just...
I don't like you.
And your ears, like, as you fall directly on your face, your floppy ears just kind of fully extended as your arms are extended to the side. The possession no longer there, and you're unconscious, and you're gonna have to start making death saving throws. I can't imagine your captain's gonna let you get very far.
He doesn't feel
but
any sympathy.
I don't know. He can't feel
He doesn't
anything.
feel any pity.
So,
He did say he liked me, though. He did say he liked me.
Yeah.
Ignis, your grapple ends with him technically, because whenever somebody becomes incapacitated, the grapple ends. So Ataraxia, it's up to you. We kind of have to go in order unless death saving throws are going to start going forward. So that's the only reason why we're moving forward in initiative.
I'm going to grab Buster and start dragging him away from the kerfuffle that's going on over there. And I'll look at Max and the Lieutenant and I'll say, make sure nobody touches that thing. And I'll prop Buster up against the wall and I'll kind of start patting the side of his face and give him a little cure wounds.
Captain, with your permission, I will take Buster out of the room to make sure that he's not influenced by this heart anymore.
Can you just stabilize him versus...
You have to do a medicine check, and you have to have the medicine feat technically, and
He did say he cured wounds. Do I get those that healing?
yeah, you're gonna get cure wounded here. Mickey was just hoping to not revive you, basically. I think.
Kept him unconscious.
Totally
That
cool.
was just my question.
Listen, I'm super cool if he's unconscious. That's fine by me.
Yeah, if that's preferable, then I can give it a shot.
To do like a medicine check.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh gosh. Here
All
we go.
right,
We're
I got a +3 medicine. Well, that's a critical fail. I'm going to spend a luck point on that.
There you go.
His artery just starts exploding. Oh my god! No!
Okay, that's a 17. So I
So poorly.
I stabilized the rabbit.
I'm sorry.
Oh
Sorry.
boy. Okay, yeah, I
Dude, I just ataraxia, no expression on his face. That's
Yeah.
an oops, you know.
He pulls the arrow out and he starts bleeding, so he puts the arrow back in.
Well, chuck that one in the L column.
We gotta seal the hole again.
That's
Like the
funny.
Ricky Bobby.
That's really
like
funny.
Talladega Nights, where they use the knives to get the other.
Cut around it.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. Oh, and the crunchiness was you have to have the feat to give them hit points when you do a medicine check. Medicine check will stabilize without the fate, without that. So yes, successful, stabilized. The arrow is taken out and sufficiently wrapped after a slight mishap of almost putting the arrow back in to make the hole larger. I just love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Sorry.
I say,
Ataraxia.
Maximus, take this man down to the infirmary that we definitely have.
So Max, you take him down to Fish Guts.
How many
into
hit
the
points did I
kitchen.
get, just so I can put it in my character sheet here?
You're at 0
You
right
just
now.
stabilize.
you're
I
just
didn't
stabilized.
actually
Oh, you
do
didn't
cure
actually
wounds,
do
I
cure
just-
wounds. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I'll take Buster out of the room. I'll just kind of sling him over my shoulder. Walk out of the room. And I will actually take him up to the crow's nest.
Oh, all
Oh, okay.
I knew something interesting was going to happen. Max has a plan.
Gonna hang him from his feet and almost keel haul him.
Ignis, without touching the heart, will wrap it in cloth and put it in a chest. Much like you would Davy Jones' heart in Pirates of the Caribbean.
You don't want to put it in a jar of dirt?
Sure don't. Just in a nice little chest.
All right. Well, you're able to all kind of take stock of what just happened. Buster, your dreams right now are a little haunted, a little disturbed, and you don't feel safe in your dreams right now. So you just imagine this like dragonborn looming over you, chasing you with like a trident, a slash, which.
I was going to say, I imagine a giant bird of prey taking me to its nest to feed me to its babies.
Yeah, a ginormous rock just carrying you up and up and up. Ignis and Ataraxia, we jump to your scene here.
Yeah, I turn to Lieutenant and say, good job. You did exactly what I asked you to do. Prestidigitation, gold star.
Thank you, Captain.
And, I look at the chest where the heart has been all wrapped up and sequestered away. Well, that sucked. I appreciate your skepticism, because, honestly, I was kind of taken in by it, too.
Because you talked to her.
Maybe. I mean, witches be tricksy. What can I say?
Do you think that she was influencing the hag that we destroyed out there in the swamp?
It's possible. Oh, I'm going to start brewing up a fan theory here. I think, because we met Griselda, and Griselda was all like, I'm not currently part of a coven. I think this was one of her sisters. And she got cursed to be inside that heart.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah, definitely true. Absolutely 100% true.
So, if you're more knowledgeable about things of the Feywild, if it has anything to do with Griselda and witches, what do we do with this now? Do we just drown it in the depths and hopes no one ever finds it? Do we stab it? How do we get rid of it? Or do we need some more information?
I think we probably need some more information.
So we keep it locked away. Let's hide it in one of your sneaky holes that only Rickety Hake told you about, and not let Buster near it again.
Yeah, I'll make sure I'll find the most sequestered away one in a place where Buster will be least likely to try and cast Detect Magic for it.
Oh, frick. Could I petition to make an Arcana check if I know anything about Detect Magic? Because Mickey as a player knows that certain materials inhibit Detect Magic. I don't know if my character would have ever come across that.
Yeah, go into Arcana. It'll be a low DC though. It's fairly common knowledge, but because you are specifically making note that Ignis might not have this information readily available, I'll make it a low DC.
14 plus 2 is 16.
Great. DC was 8. Yep. Lead paint.
It's blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. Do we have the materials on board to make something for that?
Well, the ship is made out of wood.
So if we literally put it in a jar of dirt with enough dirt in it...
I wonder if that's why they was in a jar of dirt.
Oh.
Because they clearly had magic in Pirates of the Caribbean. Anyway.
Inspired from D&D?
Yeah, so, the whole ship is made out of wood.
Yeah, but 3 feet of wood.
What? Wait, what?
Surprise!
Oh, boy.
my God.
Wait, dude!
Oh, guys. Oh, my
Hold
gosh.
the phone.
If we do not currently have any lead or common metal on the ship, because we can't get 3 feet of wood from the ship that we're currently sailing
Well,
on.
here's the thing. One of the compartments that Rickety Hake made, it's a small compartment, but it is lined with lead to for this very purpose, that if somebody joins and has a magic user, so that the secret compartment, they can't just be like, detect magic, there. So you can actually hide it away in one of the secret compartments, and not be easily discerned from a wizard.
Man, Rickety, what a great guy. I trust that man implicitly.
Quick question. Apologize if this is me like backseat DMing, but did Ignis just figure out where those hidey holes are from Ataraxia?
No, I told her that they exist. I didn't tell her where they are.
I know. I wasn't sure if you hid it with her in sight, like, or if you're.
I'm going to politely ask the lieutenant to hang out here while
Where's
I
the
go
traps?
take care of hiding this object.
Where is the...
Here's the thing.
That's the
Here's
episode
the
title.
thing, though.
Where's the trust?
Where? Yes, by the Black Eyed Peas.
That's a good one.
I turn to Lieutenant and say, I'm sorry, I promised Rickety that these were for the captain only.
Well, if you promised Rickety,
See, she understands. Look at her.
There you go.
I'm doing a little dance.
Yeah.
This is great.
Order of command.
Yeah.
It's understood.
And that's when Ataraxia goes, yeah, you, Sandara would understand, right?
And
Just really throwing salt on the wound.
oh boy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to jump in there. I just had to.
But before I leave, I turn back to Lieutenant and say, are there any promises you would like me to make to you?
will you just go hide the thing before Buster comes to and tries to find it?
I will keep that promise right now. And I go running away.
Ignis would be tricked by a hag or a genie or something so fast. She just...
Yeah. Yeah. As Ataraxia goes running away, Ignis waiting for Ataraxia to come back, Max taking Buster up to the crow's nest, the infirmary, as Ataraxia put it, and Buster being terrified, being tortured by these dreams of a rock carrying about in the sky. We end this week's episode of I Cast Fireball.
Oh, devastating. Devastating.
So good.
I want to know what's happening.
Josh,
I want
I
to know what's
roll the
happening.
dice to find out, like, to decide if Ignis was just going to, like, to try to talk or just go for the bag and make a physical, like,
The grab.
confrontation. Because I, as a player, I feel like player versus player, especially combat, is really hard. And it's hard to navigate and not feel like, I don't know, it feels icky sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna leave it to dice. I'm gonna leave it to the dice, and they're gonna decide.
I think that it's good to remember multiple things can be true. You know what I mean? Like, Buster can be getting tricked by this thing, but there could be some ways that where the group is handling this encounter that are also causing other problems. So I'm really enjoying the, like, I don't know, the feast of character moments happening here, and I could probably sit in the role play of this moment for a very long time. If only we just kept going.
But you know
with
what I'm
Thomas
saying?
called the episode.
Like verbal confrontation is different than, like, I use my sleight of hand to steal something from another player. Like, there's a line there,
yes.
especially metagaming, that's like, I know you're doing this and I know why you're doing it. I feel like there's a fine line there.
I think it would have been really interesting. I think Buster would have. I don't think he would have physically fought you, but I think there would have been that, like, you would have had to have roughed it off
for
of
sure.
him. You know what I mean? Like he and I think that that would have broke something in the relationship there too if that had happened. So,
Well, listeners, if you think that this would have broken off the relationship as well, give us a message. Shoot us out. You reach out to Josh or Mickey, and you can chat about it in our Conspiracy Theorists channel, on our patron-exclusive Discord channel here. But as always, Ned, Josh, Mickey, Jacob, thank you so much for playing. And listeners, thank you for joining us for probably one of the funniest encounters I've ever had with the possession, where the possessor ghost didn't do anything. If you like what we're doing, go and reach out to us at icastfireball2020@gmail.com or at our social medias. We've got a few people to shout out today, though. We've got a couple emails, a lot of emails recently, actually, fairly consistently. This one is from Quailer. Yeah, Quailer. And they their subject line is praise for the podcast. Praise! And they love the podcast, and it's been a ton of fun. And they said, I honestly don't understand why you're not as popular as other D&D podcasts. Ataraxia is such a fun character. Love how funny he is until the cold I don't feel remorse lines. Us too, Quailer. We felt that way as well. And Max's Chimera treasure scenes made them laugh so hard. Just a lot of fun ideas. Quailer, thank you so much for reaching out. So much means the world that you would reach out to us. But we're going to shout out another person. And this is Isaac. Reach out to us from email as well. The subject line, keep doing what you're doing. Isaac said they discovered this about a month ago while shopping on Amazon. And they're currently on season 1, which I don't even understand how you can shop for something on Amazon and then boom, ICF. But there you go, guys. The SEO is working somehow.
Yeah, it is.
And they're on episode 86. Oh, so Isaac, it's going to be a while before you hear this. Shout out. Everybody shout Isaac out when he finally gets to this episode here. But they're obsessed with the show, and they're trying to catch up with what's being released. They love Improv Tabletop as well. And we just love that you reached out to us, Isaac. Thank you so much. If you want to get shouted out, shoot us a message as well. But speaking of Improv Tabletop, shouting them out, they're doing Fate Accelerated campaigns right now. Woo! And Ned, what's the one that's being released in November here?
In November, we will be hearing The Nightmare Before Groundhog Day.
Ooh,
What's this?
Have you, you haven't recorded it yet, have you?
We have not.
Okay.
And who knows how long it'll be, like, when this is released, who knows how long ago it will have been that we've released that one, so...
Lastly, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with friends for Valkyrie Adventures. But until next time, Tom Shadiem, and around the table we've had...
Lieutenant Ignis Halcon.
Maximus Shuns.
Ataraxia Kalian.
And Buster Bilgewater.
Let's keep that fire going, everybody. We'll see you all next time.